A federal judge has denied the Biden administration's request to dismiss a lawsuit brought by multiple state attorney generals alleging the administration violated the First Amendment by colluding with social media companies to censor certain topics. Okay, so as I look at this, they got a lot to talk about, don't they?
They really do, and this one is an interesting one for me. I'm actually, I don't know that there is too much trouble for the Biden administration. It's going to come down to how you interpret certain words. But I'm glad it wasn't dismissed because I do feel this one is important enough that this is something that needs to be hashed out and does need to be discussed. So what we've got here is the Biden administration, allegedly 2021 was sending messages to Twitter because Twitter said we're gonna throttle COVID misinformation. Well, obviously that didn't happen. So the Biden administration reaches out and says, hey, you told us you were going to throttle this stuff. We're seeing, they're sending Tucker Carlson tweets back to Twitter saying, look, right here it is. So does this rise to the level of the government saying, take it down? Or is it just, could you tell us what's going on?
It's kind of like Matt Taibbi in front of Congress. Okay, he laid out, you don't think he did, I do. I think he laid out a very good case that we have government determining what we can and can't hear. We did a segment on it. Everybody used to love Matt Taibbi, wrote with, some of the biggest magazines in the country, very credible writer. His dad, of course, is the person that uncovered the worst conduct by the CIA. So Taibbi comes out and he says this is going on. This is just another story. This is another extension of it. Now, the problem I'm having is we're seeing even the result of that. Taibbi, when he was up there testifying, they send the IRS to his house. Did you see this story?
I have seen that.
They send the IRS to his house. Unheard of. People don't show up at IRS doesn't show up at people's houses to somehow ask questions. That's what they did with Taibbi. So they're very concerned about this. They're very concerned about this argument that government, really the Biden administration, has been censoring the hell out of social media.
This is why I say it comes down to how you interpret and how the courts are going to interpret, or juries, I guess, what certain words mean. Because who was the one with Taibbi? Schellinger?
Schellinger, yeah.
He said, the government requested to take a look at this specific info they were talking about that day. And he was asked point blank, said, so a government request in your mind, is that the same as a demand? So he said yes. I disagree. If the government says, does this violate your policy, that's not the government saying, take down the tweet. Now, we do, on the other hand, have information that Donald Trump reached out to Twitter while president saying, take down these tweets.
No question.
So if we want to go with this lawsuit, they better be careful because it's going to open it up both ways.
Well, it should go both ways.
It should, yes.
I don't care if it's Trump. I don't care if it's Biden. I don't care if it's Obama. This needs to be stopped.
It does, absolutely.
And people who call themselves progressives that say, oh, that's okay, there's a good reason for it, they're out in la-la land if they don't understand the constitutional threats of what's going on here. And I don't care whether it's Biden, I don't care if it's Trump. When you do this, you start interfering with the free flow of information that the American public has a right to know.
Well, exactly.
And maybe that's fine for, some snowflake that wants their special space and they don't want to be bothered by it. But it ain't okay with me, and it shouldn't be okay with any thinking American that loves democracy.
Well, and that's why I said, that's why we have to get down to the heart of what these requests were they demands? How was it worded?
Right.
What did they say? Because you've been involved in plenty of lawsuits. It's not only what you say, it's how you say it. And that's how we have to determine this, because if there was coercion, then you've got the violation.
The question is, what level is coercion? Is it you start having the damn IRS show up at Matt Taibbi's house, and is that coercion? When it's never been done. But after he's testifying in Congress, the Biden administration sends the friggin' IRS to go to his house to intimidate him. Now, you see where this goes.
Yeah.
And, whatever your argument is, I don't care how progressive. If you are so tuned in to your progressive ideology that you don't understand that this is a problem, I doubt there's few people watching this program that are more progressive than I am. But I see this. And I'm telling you, this is potentially a very big problem when the government starts interfering with the information that we're entitled to see.
Well, and if it, of course, opens the door for more information coming from Twitter, a report came out 2 days ago. Elon Musk has personally been working with the government of India to ban certain accounts at the request of the Indian government. I think it's up to 30 some odd accounts.
There you go.
So
there you go.
There's horrible things that are just all over with this back end of Twitter.
We might expect it in India. Yeah. But do we expect it in the United States? You see?
So that's why the whole thing needs to be blown open. And that's been my issue with the Twitter files is we're only getting little pieces and parts. Blow it all up.
Right.
Let us see every
What
bit
is the
of
best thing? And what's the best thing that we could do, Farron, as far as really putting this on? I love this lawsuit. This lawsuit is going to go somewhere.
Yeah.
I love that. But as far as our way to handle it and manage it right now, what's the best thing we do?
Honestly, it's letting the suit play out. Yeah. It's letting all of this get out there into the open because you're not going to get it in a partisan Congress.
Right.
You're not going to get it from, the partisan who's running Twitter, but in the court system, you're going to get it. I mean, that's about one of the only places where you're going to get all of the facts.
Yeah, and these people who need their safe space because, gee whiz, I can't read that, it's too offensive. We get them on our site. They unsubscribe because I say something that offends them. I say something that's different than their politics. Hell, I don't care. Don't let the damn door hit you in the butt on the way out because we're going to say what we need to say, and all media should be able to do that. That's my take on it.